Okay, well, I'm an educated sound engineer from the university up in north of Sweden. Um, and I graduated there in '97, and I've been working professionally with sound since then. Yeah, I've been touring all over the world with a lot of different metal bands and other acts also. To name a few, I've been touring with In Flames, Europe, Camelot, Haunted, Hammerfall, Evergrey, Back Your Babies, Hardcore Superstar, and lots of other bands. And I've been working in a studio and recorded a lot of albums with also mostly metal bands. And I've been working on a lot of In Flames albums, and I've been working with Dimmy Borgir and Evergrey, Camelot in the studio. And now I took over this studio, this old studio built in the 70s called Noble Street Studios. Well, it's built in the 70s by a famous studio architect here in Sweden who's built a lot of other studios. It's built according to old philosophy of something named Westlake theory, whatever. But I don't care that much what it's called or how it works, but I'm really happy with the control room. It's very tight. I feel that the monitors are represented really well, and the main studio room is not that huge, but it has a very tight and good feel. I'm used to have my old studios that I had huge rooms with a high ceiling. You get a big drum room sound, but this is a little bit different with tighter. There's no parallel walls, and there's a lot of damping and diffusion and stuff like that. So it's very controlled. Yeah, I've been working with Pro Tools since '93, and my first Pro Tools system was a 3.5 version with 32 channels in, and it was the biggest system around in Sweden back in '93. I still have Pro Tools. I just installed this DigiDesign Icon D-Control console, which I bought a couple of weeks ago only. So I have a Pro Tools HD3 system. I actually have 3 Pro Tools HD3 systems. I have an edit room, which I have exactly the same configuration as the main control room, which we're sitting in right now. So I can move my recordings over there, and my assistant can sit there and edit stuff while I'm still recording a new song. So it's get a good flow in the whole production. And I'm a little bit. I'm still learning the console because I'm so used to work with only the keys and the mouse, and so actually controlled surface is now that's a whole new thing for me. But I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always had big analog desks. I used to have a SSL E4000, and I have a Trident Series 80, and I had an AMEC console. But now I left the big analog consoles behind, and I went for this. And I mean, if I don't get along too well with the D control, I can always sell it and get an SSL again or whatever.
True.
Yeah. It was a huge surprise because I've been working with another big Finnish brand for all my career, and never had the courage actually to change my monitors, because I've been very happy with those. And but then I had the opportunity to listen to Eve Audio, and I've never heard of them before. This is like 2 years ago, and I had a new mix, which I've been working for a couple of weeks on, and I had it on my phone on Dropbox, and I came to this listening studio where I can try all the Eve Audio monitors. And so I sat down, and I sat there for a long time and listened to every Eve Audio monitor, and without any I didn't have a thought that I would buy them or anything, but I was just impressed by every of them, every monitor, and I finally decided that I really liked the SC407 for some reason. I just said that to the guy that was there. Okay, I really like these monitors, and a couple of days later, I got a contact from Eve Audio, and we had a deal, and now I have a pair of SC407. I couldn't be more happy. Yeah, I've done a couple of metal albums on them, and it was really interesting. The first mix I did, I started with a really heavy growl metal band. That was the first mix I did on them, and I was actually a little bit nervous because I've been mixing like 100 albums on my other monitors, and now I was going to start to mix on these. And after like 8 hours the first day mixing metal drums, my first impression was I wasn't that tired in my ears and in my head, because I play really loud when I mix, and the fatigue in my ears was not that high that it usually was. So that was a huge improvement compared to my old monitors, and the sound itself in the monitors was fairly comparable to it sounded very similar to my old monitors, but better. And I really like the ribbon tweeter. I think it's that one that doesn't make my ear that fatigue. Exactly, it's very natural, very you can hear every little detail. And also a thing I notice is the sweet spot where I sit and listen is wider, so I can still move my head, and I still have I'm still in the sweet spot, which I had to sit in a specific spot with the old monitors, and if I moved like just a couple of inch, I fell out from the sweet spot. So that's a huge improvement, and the bass response is great. I'm very happy. I'm open for business 24/7. I just actually booked in a band today, which I'm really happy. We're gonna do first week in February a very funk fusion album. It's gonna be really fun to do with a great musician. I can't say his name right now, but it's a good booking for me.
Okay.